So Captain Ibrahim Traoré, a hero for many. I love this guy. I can't lie. Pause, but I love this guy. He's the leader of the nation Burkina Faso. And in late 22, he took over the country. And since then, things have been looking good. Things have been looking so good that the US is starting to talk about him. And we all know how this playbook goes. I'm sure everybody knows what happened to Gaddafi and who authorized it. And it looks like they're starting to implement a plan to do the same thing here. Now, guys, this is going to be a quicker video because this is the second upload for today. And it's my sister's birthday, so I need to wrap this up quickly. Even though Captain Ibrahim Traoré, bro, he deserves a 1-hour video. So this is just one of the many great things that he's done. So this actually got announced yesterday. Burkina Faso has granted an industrial mining license to Russian miner Nordgold for a gold project the military-led West African government said, aiming to capitalize on record high gold prices to strengthen an economy hit by insecurity. The move signals deepening economic ties between Russia and Burkina Faso as the junta that seized power in 2022 continues its pivot away from traditional Western allies towards Moscow. In the deal, apparently they're expected to extract over 20 metric tons, I think, 20 metric tons of gold at a valuation of 1.5 billion US dollars. So this is a big deal, especially for a country like Burkina Faso. Now, if you're not well read about this guy, I just recommend you guys go and do your own research, because in my Congo video, I pissed off a lot of people. I shouldn't have assumed the N23 rebels were the good guys, because a lot of Congolese people corrected me and said, no, they're actually not the good guys. So in reality, there's no good guys, is there? Because Africa's trying to implement democracy. And we know that when this is done, it's just in the corporation's interests. Because all the corporations have to do, lobby this person to do this, lobby this person to do that, which is what's going on in this country, clearly. Because the way things are now, I promise you, nobody wants this. Except the ultra rich, bro. But like, nobody wants this, bro. Nobody wanted that Silvertown tunnel that added a toll onto a Blackwall tunnel, bro. Nobody wants that. Same with France and Burkina Faso. And I'm not talking about way back. I'm not talking about the beginnings of colonization. I'm talking about now. Now, do you think the average French person gives a rat's ass about what's going on in West Africa? I don't think they do. They're focused on paying their bills, supporting their family. They don't care about that. But their tax money is going towards that. And that doesn't benefit them in any way. It doesn't benefit them. The only reason the French military wants to maintain its control in Africa is so its companies can continue to operate there. You know how many French companies? Do I even have to back out a list? Look at this. Total Energies, Orange, EE. Now Orange. I didn't know Orange was French. L'Oreal, Vinci, a global infrastructure company involved in building and maintaining roads. French companies are responsible for maintaining their roads and stuff like that. Maintaining the infrastructure. French companies. A major financial institution with a network of banks. And the list goes on and on and on. And to anyone watching as well, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Don't fight. Don't say, oh, this idiot, you know, because one thing I've realized in life is that anyone that takes any opportunity to call someone stupid is usually stupid themselves, or they feel stupid, they feel inferior. Because what do you have to gain from calling someone stupid? If it does something for you, then it must be something about yourself. Because when someone's wrong about something, I have no urge to call them stupid. I don't know, but guys, please, in the comments, if you know more about this, I know there's a lot of you that know more about this, educates me, because they're trying to kill this man. Did you know that the CFA franc that is controlled by France, that is used by, I think, like 12 African countries, and France forces these countries to keep their currency reserves in France. So it's like, if you go against us, oh, we're gonna take all this money away. So how can you expect these countries to, like, they ain't got any control. France has control of all of their stuff. But Ibrahim Traoré said, hell no. The countries I know off the top of my head, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Chad. They've all decided to kick France out of their countries. I think Burkina Faso still uses the CFA franc, but he definitely has plans to stop that. I believe the guy's starting to process their gold in their country. He's opened a tomato factory. He's opened a cashew factory. He's creating jobs. He's building an economy. He's doing good for his people. And these big corporations do not want a country to have a leader that looks out for its people. Because if you're looking out for the people, that tends to be against the corporation's interest, which is to make as much money as possible and extract as much value out of you as possible while giving as little in return for that value given. Hey guys, I'm sorry to interrupt the video, but if you guys could give the video a like, I'd very much appreciate it. It takes no time and helps boost me up in the algorithm. Thank you very much. Now I'm trying to look up on the news, try and find the recent assassination attempt. People allege that France funded a coup in Ivory Coast, and they were planning on invading Burkina Faso, and apparently there's no goal. They just want to cause chaos. You can see here, there's loads of videos. I watched loads of videos on this. Who tried to kill Ibrahim Traoré? Another coup attempt foiled after US. Yeah, they've made numerous attempts on this man's life, and it makes sense. But at this point, guys, I think we need to take race out of the equation now, because the governments of Western countries are controlled by corporations. If you go and ask anyone in a Western country, yo, do you think we should do this? They're gonna be like, bruv, what are you talking about? I'm trying to pay my freaking bills, bro. And these countries being destabilized is in corporate interests. What do I always say, guys? Follow the money and it makes sense, because this doesn't make any sense. So there's this video that's been posted around a lot. I'm not sure. I think it's in the US Congress.
Is receiving gratuities on the side that in order to the benefit of the strongman leader, and not to the populace of the country. Does that sort of corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road?
Absolutely, Chairman. You know, I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traoré and Burkina Faso, you know, as they know that both, you know, whether it's the their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
This is how the West views Ibrahim Traoré, as an unofficial leader who is not operating in the correct interests, because the correct interests are in the interests of corporations to the West. They're saying that he's using the country's gold for his own protection, even though you can clearly see that he's helping his own people out. And this is why Trump won the election, bro, because he makes people feel valued. Obviously now, my man, he's moving a little bit mad, but everybody wants a leader who cares about the people. But there's a lot of protests happening in support of Ibrahim Traoré. There's a lot. Over time, I have mentioned Ibrahim Traoré in a lot of my videos because I've been following what he's been doing for a while. I think African countries need that. They need a leader like that. But speaking as someone who lives in the Western world, once successful, this could start the spread of communism in Africa, because he's backed by Russia, and now it's going to be even harder for the West if they do want to assassinate him, because they're going to have KGB intelligence, and because he's going to be acting in Russian interests and not necessarily just financial gain, because in capitalism it's all about the financial gain, but in communism it's about spreading the ideology, and that's what it is at the end of the day. The corporations, the people in charge at the West, they want to spread capitalism, which is, you know, caring about money, this, that. But communism's different. Then you have to ask yourself the question, you know, people say China's not communist, it's more socialist. It's kind of shifting more down, you're right. So we won't use China as an example. We'll say Russia. Russia is the most powerful all-out communist country. And then there's America, which is the most powerful capitalist country. Which one would you rather be like? Would you rather be like any of them? Because I know every single person watching this video would rather live in the US than live in Russia. And it's just something to think about, guys, because that's the route that you're following. You know what I mean? If I got anything wrong in this video, and if you have any opinions that you want to tell me, please, guys, don't hesitate. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love to all of you watching.